And tonight I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. Do you know about that?
With the Cbdc is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability, and also we will have the technology to enforce that.
You can have programmability, units of central bank currency with expiry dates. You could have, as I argue in my book, a potentially better and some people might see it, or a darker world where the government decides that units of central bank money can be used to purchase some things, but not other things.
In the UK, earlier this year, I announced a new joint task force between the Treasury and the Bank of England to look into a potential CBDC.
IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva said that CBDCs could help promote financial inclusion across the world. She said, I'm quoting here, if countries develop CBDCs only for domestic deployment, we are underutilizing their capacity. For this reason, IMF is working on the concept of a global CBDC platform.
A tech company to announce job cuts, laying out plans to cut 9% of its workforce. It's about 1,000 employees. The CEO says the job cuts are necessary as the company's, quote, overall headcount and expenses have outpaced the growth of the business. Elsewhere in tech today, SAP saying it's aiming to carry out voluntary buyouts or enable job changes for 8,000 employees as part of a restructuring. Shares now up 50% in the last year. That's a record high. Also raised their OpperNet guide on some of that AI productivity push.
Well, when you combine year of efficiency with pivot to AI, it's like that's the recipe, right, for the markets. Clearly, investors liking it, up 7%. Let's stay with the consumer. Etsy is trying to change the way you buy gifts, announcing a new AI-powered gift mode tool on the platform to help users find items based on occasions and their interests. They plan
going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So like I told you, I definitely see a big pullback in the first quarter. Then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move up. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto moving up. We also have stocks moving up. And guys, I told you in crypto over these next 2 weeks, we're going to be on a roller coaster ride. And we have the movie continues. We have Mt. Gox news coming up in the first quarter. All you have to do is get your popcorn, sit back, guys, and let it play out. But do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates down, we have the dollar down, and of course, guys, that is great for the markets. We have volume and crypto down. We have Tether, USDC, and then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $621 billion yesterday. And when we look at the repo facilities, we do have one that's going to be winding down. And we know the reverse repo will stay, but we also see that's winding down. So we see the central bank starting to take away these safety blankets. And we know that's the reason why they're trying to direct these banks to the Fed discount window. They know what's about to happen. And like I've told you guys, first quarter, we're going to have a distraction. We're going to pull back, but the Fed needs that excuse in order to cut rates. Just imagine all the interest, guys. You're talking about close to $1 trillion just in interest on the debt. And this is an election year. And every time we hear about AI, we hear layoffs. Remember, guys, the robots, algorithms, and drones are about to take over the economy. and the sheep are going inside the metaverse. Now we have the BIS confirms tokenization project as part of 6 projects for 2024. And guys, we know they're going to move along these CBDCs because remember, the blockchain gives the NWO the all-seeing eye, and CBDCs are able to tell you what, where, and when and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend them, or poof, is gone. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, we have the BlackRock Grayscale Fidelity ETFs, and this is the first day they've been in green. And we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs by 100,000 BTC in 7 days of launch. But again, remember, guys, we're for the 4th Industrial Revolution. It's still early. Remember, everything is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And getting over into a little crypto news, we have AI-powered chatbot can explain crypto update users about spot Bitcoin ETFs and swaps. And guys, when you look at Davos, that's all they talked about is AI. When you go to the mainstream media, CNBC, Bloomberg, it's all about AI. But again, guys, once you hear AI, you hear layoffs. Now we have Solana Protocol Drift announces point reward program ahead of token launch. And even though we don't have a lot of liquidity inside the market, guys, make sure you're following the money. Now we have crypto custodian BitGo receives investment from Brinks. And Brinks should know they're definitely about to be replaced. We are going towards a cashless society. And then lastly, guys, we have Coinshares says no XRP spot ETF. But guys, we know for a fact we're going to get a Ripple IPO. The Ripple showing all signs of a bank. And then on top of it, guys, we know they have the CBDC platform. Remember what Brad Garlinghouse stated. He was there to help the banks. And never forget the big banks and big corporations funded Bitcoin and crypto from the beginning. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.